to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. The state propaganda on Catholic Bishop's decline of the donation, where that propaganda is supposed to discredit the Catholic missile on the government. But again, it just shows how vulnerable and desperate the state is in demand of the church as a campaign tool. Having piloted this, the pulpit, as a campaign tool in 2022, I think there is a resolve in the corridors that we cannot afford to lose the church as we head to 2027. So many things are not going on right, and I'll tell you why the president and the team are involved in this charade. Before we get to those details, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel. We are moving to 100,000 subscribers. We are 5,600 shy of that target. And so how to help us achieve it is uangalie hapo. If you don't subscribe, just click the red button there. Subscription is absolutely free. It doesn't deduct anything from your account. Your email is also safe. The only advantage is that when we publish a video, you can be notified. I need to give you an update about our November project, the house for Edison and Harrison. We are constructing a house for the two brothers in Kilifi. I just left there on Sunday evening, and Sunday evening. The house has been done, as you can see. However, imebaki the plaster, ya wall, ya nje, na ndani, na the floor, which all that has to be done ikishakauka. That is supposed to start tomorrow. So next week on Monday, I'll be back there to make sure we hand over the house to the two brothers. Now, I had some good news for my people from Kilifi. On Monday, I spoke to Waziri called me, Waziri Alice Wahome called me on Monday last week when I was just starting that project. And they wanted to give us a land for us to build for the two brothers in Kibokoni settlement scheme on the other side of Malindi. But Edison and the brother could not move there. So we decided that we just settle them on the place where they'd been given by a well-wisher. But I've spoken to Waziri about this for better part of the week, and I've agreed that if I find someone needy na anaweza jengewa huko Kibokoni, and mimi sasa sitamjengea because I've already done this and I have to take some time, I'll be able to do that so that mtu a benefit. What I would really want is that my contact with the CS should actually be able to give us, should not go in vain. Kama mtu a bold anaweza benefit, I will be so happy. And I also thank God that of course what we are doing is also gaining the visibility of decision makers. That does not mean any compromise on the bold analysis. Bishop Anyolo has confirmed to the country that they have returned all the money collected from the president and the governor of Nairobi in the Kayole church as they had promised in good spirit.
We were ready and willing, and we returned everything that we are supposed to do. And second, I don't want to discuss things that the president has said in the public like this, because he has said already, and I don't want to be like, I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician, you know that. Me, I talk from a spiritual point of view. I'm a shepherd. I'm a shepherd. So I don't want to argue about what the president says. I said what the politicians have said about us. No, we just leave them, and we have a way of handling the matters with them together as we did, and we continue, because it's not the first time we are doing it. We have ever done it. It's only that it came out explosively and you people brought it clearly in the media as you did this time. But we have ever done it. We have ever done it, yeah. So we shall continue that, and that's the partnership that we look also from the government. Also ourselves on our side. Anytime we go wrong, because we are transparent within the church system and the administrations, people come and tell us, no, this is not right. is not right, and we learn to do it. Now the spirit of listening is very important for Kenyans. The spirit of listening, where you are, when you are a leader, even you as in your leadership in these communication businesses, the spirit of listening rightly and trying to communicate what it is that people want, or which direction people want to go, is very important. So that spirit, let us motivate it, let us encourage it, and together as Kenyans, in the new spirit of solidarity and synodality of the church.
But immediately he said this, yesterday the majority leader in the National Assembly, Ichun'gwa, who accompanied the president, yesterday accompanied the president to go and launch, to attend a church service in Kajiado. And during that event, he actually took the microphone lying before the congregation that they had not received that money.
Akasema kama iko watu hawataki sadaka kanisani, iletwe hapa Kajiado. Hawa watu wa Kajiado wako tayari. Kwa sababu watu wa Kajiado ni marafiki na majirani wangu, nataka nikuambie hawa ni Wakristo halisi na ni watu wa amani. Lakini Bishop Mwaura, nataka nikuambie hiyo pesa umesema ikirudishwa, ni kumaanisha hata wewe unajua haijarudishwa. Na ikirudishwa niko na list mrefu. Kwa hivyo nitauliza rais, akipata ile anaambiwa atarudishiwa, anipe, nitawagawia nono kidogo, sababu nimesikia umesoma Biblia vizuri. Alafu ingine kidogo tupeleke kwingine. Lakini nisisitize bado haijarudishwa.
I looked at that and I said, yes, it is part of the spirit. I don't know, and one thing I don't understand is this, mtu ashaenda kwa kamera akasema yeye hiyo pesa hataki atakurudishia. However much will go and get the microphone and tell the people that hajakurudishia, the people already know that wao ashasema atakurudishia. The state had taken long to know where that money can be sent. You know, like, yes, shapana so unapeana nani? You can't access the president. You carry it in bag and take it to State House, or how do you send it? Do you send it to Treasury? How is it? So the president's handlers who went and picked it. So they are trying to deny that, oh, wanasema wataki but wataki kurudisha. While Anyolo have said they returned the money. I'm even wondering, they want the public not to believe that money has been returned. But if you are supposed to do just a random sampling and ask 10 people, Ruto anasema anapeana bishop pesa, bishop anasema amesharudisha. Unaamini nani? 9 out of 10 will believe what the bishop have said, because the government have a trust deficit. Now, apart from that propaganda, I've seen the other second thing they're doing. Immediately after that donation declined, the president have gone on a donation spree in the evangelical churches, which had also joined the clamor to call out the government and inject, to call the government to order. And so one of a very senior bishop in one of the mainstream churches, by the way, a very good subscriber on this channel, very high hierarchy subscriber on this channel. We had a talk just last week around this, and he was telling me that, Kevin, the state cannot work without the church. He told me his state cannot work without the church, and he was challenging me, was telling me that I see you guys doing analysis saying Ruto control 50%, Raila controls 30%. He told Raila control 50%. He told me the church controls 80%. The church has an 80% of that population you're talking about. Yes. So, and he was telling me, and this is something that the state knows. And he told me that anyone calling himself a bishop in this country will be made very cheap. And that probably confirms what I can see in this video in Bungoma.
Askofu na kanisa letu, we are blessed. Mimi nimetumwa na Mheshimiwa Rais na shilingi milioni 5. 5 million. Iko wapi? Leta. I hope haitarudishwa. Leta rudone. Mkikataa mnipatie mimi mwenyewe. Baba Askofu kuja niwapatie. Haya. Shika this. Shika. Mtoto ameenda mbio sana. Bishop amesema hatarudisha hii. Haya, si president amelipa deni. Hiyo ndio mavuno yake, amesema niwaletee. Sasa tukiongezea na ile alipeleka DEB, that day president amekuwa hapa, he has spent 10 billion in our county. 10 million.
So this is Bungoma. The president donated close to 5 million there. And Lusaka is also saying that another 5 million had been given to another church. Those are not shocking scenes. One thing I'm just wondering is, we are just back to this. I remember when Gen Zs were protesting, before they were scattered by bullets and guns, they raised questions on the opulence that the political class was showing. And there was a video of Sudi had just donated 20 million in an event. Until we have a law in parliament that is stopping the politicians from such huge donations which are just done for political mileage. Now, in Kajiado, this pastor has filmed begging President Ruto for the money, of course, the money that had been rejected.
Bila kujali dini, tumekusanyika pamoja na tumekuwa na mikutano kadhaa wa kadha. Tumebarikiwa, tulianza kwa udhaifu lakini tumeendelea kuwa na nguvu. Maana mara ya kwanza tulitumia hema za magunia, tumeendelea tukaja tukaomba, tukanunua hema kidogo kidogo ambayo hata haiwezi kubeba watu 800. Wale wengine wote kama State House Controller tumewasumbua tukiwaomba watu support, na wametu support mpaka mahali tumefika. Mheshimiwa Rais, sisi tulitamani kama fellowship kukuona mapema ili hata utusaidie na kahema, na wakati ule tulitaka kukufuata, ulikuwa makamu wa rais, na kwa sababu Mungu ni Mungu ameweka njia leo. Usije hapa ukiwa hasola, uje hapa ukiwa rais wa Kenya ndio utupatie mkate mkubwa, kwa sababu tungekupata ukiwa naibu wa rais. Wakati ule ulikuwa hasola kama sisi, lakini sasa tunaamini ya kwamba wewe ni namba 1 Kenya, na kwa hivyo si hasola tena. Neno hasola haitatamkwa tena kwako. Na tuko hapa rais kukupongeza kwa sababu wewe unapenda kanisa. Na tunashangaa tukiona viongozi wengine wa kanisa ama wa dini wakikashifu ile kazi unafanya kanisani. Sisi tunashangaa kwa sababu maandiko inasema vizuri sana, kama watu watakataa kumtolea Mungu, Mungu atakausha anga yetu na haitanyesha tena. Niko hapa hata nikosoe hao wengine ambao wanaongea kinyume cha sadaka katika nyumba ya Mungu. Sisi watu wa Kimana na Waloitoktok kwa jumla, tunaomba wale watakaorudisha sadaka utuletee, kwa sababu bado tunataka kujenga kanisa. Mheshimiwa Rais, tunamshukuru Mungu sana umekuja hapa ukiwa wewe si hasla, lakini tunaomba tu utununulie hema. Na ukinunua hema hapa, Mheshimiwa Rais, umeokoa hawa watu wote, pamoja governor, pamoja nani, maana tumekuwa kila mwaka lazima tuende kwao. Baba wa taifa, situombe mkate, situombe mkate. Haleluya! Kwa sababu baba ako hapa, situombe mkate. Si mheshimiwa, unajua hema ikibebwa inabebwa na lori. Si unajua inabebwa na lori? Si inabebwa na lori? Na unajua kama kanisa sisi tunajivunia wewe kama baba. Maana nimekwambia mahali tulianzana na wewe wakati wa referendum, na ulitetea kanisa na ulisimama na kanisa, na mpaka leo hujakosa kusimama na kanisa. Mimi ningesema hivi wapendwa, kama kanisa, sadaka imetutoa mbali na tunaenda mbali kwa sababu.
So these two things are going on. Propaganda on, we've not received the money. Number two, upscaling donations on the evangelicals. I want to politically interpret these two developments because they're very keen, and these are some of the things that are happening now. In fact, and before I actually interpret this, there is something I want us to get here, and probably even as we do analysis, I will not want us to lose. I will not want us to lose sight of this. The state is moving a narrative of state versus church conflict. That is what they are waging. But the target of this is supposed to, there seems to be a conflict between Ruto and the Catholic bishops denying that donation. But remember, that was never the problem. I like the way the bishops have behaved around it. Wow, after to make that statement in Ruaraka, they kept quiet. The Sudis went and started abusing and insulting Anthony Muheri and all that. They just kept quiet. When Ruto went to give that donation, they issued a statement saying, we're not taking back your money, we're returning. They went back and kept quiet. The politicians went all over the country ranting and shouting and saying all manner of things on top of the car. They kept quiet. When the politicians were saying we've not sent the money, Bishop Anyolo has come out and said we've given everything, but we're not going to engage on the politics like the politicians. They've maintained their ground and they've refrained from attacking the politicians. They did the statement. Kutoka hapo wajai, Ruto and the team from day one. Hey, tangu I'm telling you, kila politician ikipata platform, Catholic bishop. Kila politician, Catholic bishop. And it is not really looking in a very, 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 very good manner. So propaganda on this issue is very well choreographed by the political team. But I think they're picking the wrong war because that was never the problem. Now, why this propaganda is a scheme being hatched is this. There are just these three reasons I want to look through. I think the state wants to profile those Catholic bishops as dishonest. And that is why I ask. Between Ichun'gwa akisema hawajapata pesa and Anyolo saying they have received the money, who is saying the truth? Do you even need to ask that question? Do you even need to? You need to know very well. It's like it's as obvious as 1, 2, 3 that Kimani Ichun'gwa is running a political propaganda and standing before the clergy. Yes, because they really have trust deficit. So I'm even wondering, even if they're doing this, ni wangapi wataamini, if not just their supporters. But someone who is analytical enough will be able to understand, oh, President Ruto is a liar. So how about Catholic bishops wakiamua kutoa transaction fee or transaction waonyesha this is what we sent and they made it public? Well, now they keep quiet. And I think it's a very wrong place. Number 2, KK cannot afford to lose the pulpit because that is their campaign platform. That is the only platform they're looking at. So I think they cannot afford to see a situation where they are losing the pulpit, and that is why they can stop at nothing to ensure they maintain the church. Lastly, I think there is a point to repackage. They don't lose the church because the church is supposed to be the laundry for the president. I see people clapping, I can tell you when 2027 campaign will boil up, the masses will be reminded about missing Kenyans. Kenyans that were shot dead in protest. Kenyans that were abducted. Kenyans that, I don't know this and I don't know that. They will be reminded about the ills. So just to cleanse that and repackage President Ruto, they cannot afford to lose the church. And that is why they will stop at nothing. They can give all the money they have because they really need it. And probably I see a strategy of divided rule. While wengine wanapinga, at least tupate wengine. When Catholic bishops issued that statement, that was one of the plan in that WhatsApp group that was leaked from Mwaura's desk. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Let's meet in the next.